I realized at some point that the goal of all my work in life was nothing more than about making money as quickly as possible. What it was all for, I couldn't say. I was an editor for a glossy magazine at the time. Okay, so I can buy another fur coat, or a new car, or even an apartment, so what? I'm 34. I don't have a man whom I would like to start a family with. I knew then it was time to stop, drop it all and try to find myself. I wanted waking up in the morning and going to work to be rewarding. I came across an advertisement. SOS Villages for Kids are looking for mothers. I was thrilled when I saw it. I had to write a letter to the director, and I spent half a day at my computer at home alone, trying to find words to describe what I felt. Words that could convince him that I was the mom they were looking for, and they had to call me immediately.
Hello, Alyona.
Yes, hello, Sergey.
How was the journey?
Fine, thanks.
Come on in. I looked through your CV. Why have you decided to work in the village? It's a way of life.
It is.
24 hours.
What I don't like is spending 8 hours a day at work without really knowing why or what you're doing it for.
A successful applicant for the position of SOS mother is a 27 to 43-year-old woman who either doesn't have children of her own or has adult children who live independently. How old are you?
34.
Say you meet a handsome young man who's going to love you and want to have children with you. What would I tell the kids? Mummy Alyona's found herself a man. It's all over?
It's not as though there are crowds of men here in the village lining up for me, begging, pick me, please.
What have you got to offer the kids?
Love, kindness and care. I'm very fond of cooking, reading and talking to interesting, intelligent people.
You're in luck. Our kids are smart and interesting. Okay, when can you start?
In a week. Good morning, kids. Good morning. Wake up. Get up, honey. It's time to go to school.
No, I want to sleep.
One boy, for example, told me that once he woke up, got ready and went to school. And it was so early in the morning that even the night watchman was still asleep. His mother was a drug addict. She didn't even notice her child had gone. They told me much scarier stories about what their lives were like. About their drunk mothers fleeing home and living on the streets or in unheated garages. That's what these small children have gone through. They've let me into their world, and it became easier for them to cope. Have you prepared clothes for the animal corner? Have you taken boots from the closet?
Yes.
And the raincoat?
No.
Go do it then! It's not a kindergarten or an orphanage. It's a house where you live with your family, your children. 5 children. And it's fun and cool. They're all small, so they're always running about. They're full of energy, so they're constantly doing something or playing.
Good morning. The reason we based this on a post-war collective farm, well, there's only women and children here. I'm an old soldier myself, just like after the Second World War. We all worked together here.
It was an ordinary week, no incidents. Everything's fine in our house.
Mothers here work a bit like the lieutenants on a ship. It's good enough if the captain allows you to go ashore once a week, or even once a month. So, do you have any questions? How do you feel?
I can't say anything was especially appalling or surprising. It's more or less what I had prepared for. Some things I didn't know about were quite unexpected, but they didn't shock me.
And what did you enjoy the most? What'll bring you joy in the next 15 years?
The kids?
Truth be told, I serve on this ship too. It's my duty, and that's my cabin. The only difference is that I live in this cabin with my wife and child.
Hello.
Building this ship brought me back to my naval years as a young lieutenant. I built this ship just the way I remember it. That's my service cap.
Yes, we still have it.
I stay in touch with my former colleagues and fellow cadets. Oddly enough, it's naval officers that support the village now. I tell them it's not just any village, it's an SOS village. And SOS is an international distress signal, meaning save our souls. I wipe Sonia's nose just as I'll wipe the nose of any girl her age. When Sonia bursts into tears, I hold and comfort her. And, like an adult, if I happen to be around, I'll hold and try to calm down any child in distress. But I'm still the director. I can't be a father to 70 children, just like I can't be a husband to 12 mothers. Come here. Come on, come on. Oh, look at that. This is peroxide. It won't sting. Show me your arm. Does it sting?
No,
You'll live.
it hurts.
Is Mama home?
Yes.
Come in. Alyona, a wounded one for you.
I think an SOS father is probably a myth. He must be even-tempered and have the patience of a saint. Because in the evening, when children come from school, kindergartens and extra lessons, they gather around me and start going, "Mom, help me! Help me! Mom, he's taking my pen!" It becomes a crazy house.
Why are you all shouting? Did you join the drama club?
Yes,
Then shout there. Why are your nails dirty?
they aren't.
Wash your hands.
They are clean. My nails are clean.
Polina, what did you do?
Animal corner and school, and I also go to a swimming pool.
Oh, Sergey is the true father for the whole village, for mothers and children alike. He's the boss with a capital B.
Wait, I'll cut that slice for you. It's dripping. Don't argue.
He would have made a wonderful father because he's very firm, level-headed, confident and competent. He knows how to treat children. My sister and her husband still try to convince me that I should have a child of my own. They tell me not to worry that I don't have a husband and promise to support me. They keep saying that it's not a real family because the children are not my own. I think it's stupid. I hope I won't fall in love with a man who will force me to choose between him and the kids. I hope I'll never face such a choice. I want to marry a man who will take responsibility for me and the children. But I haven't met such a man yet.
I've regained an appetite for life. That's what happened to me. This place lives at its own pace. You feel as though you're doing something useful. I've been divorced for quite a while and lived alone for more than 9 years. I have a 16-year-old daughter who is in the 10th grade and an elderly mother. They're back in Perm. My daughter may be jealous, but only of the youngest kid, 6-year-old Gulia. She's a very tenacious child, you know.
Don't let me go.
No, I won't. Gulia is quite a difficult child, very opinionated. Sometimes my daughter says, "Now I know I hate children." I reply, "It will pass in time. There's no reason for you to love kids at the age of 16.
Auntie Natalya is kind. She helps me with my homework and cooking and teaches me to be healthy and brave.
At first, I took 4 children. In January, 2 more joined our family. I came back from vacation to discover that I had 6 children, not 4. And it's 6 children that I need to look after.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, sweetheart. How are you?
Fine.
Do you have any free time?
None at all. What about you? What's new?
Everything's all right. Tamilan brings home good marks, 3 or 4 A's every day. Nikolai got good mark for general conduct, which especially pleased me.
Hello.
Hello.
We're doing homework. He's helping me with physics.
Well, make sure your boyfriend doesn't distract you from your studies.
We need to talk.
Well, let's talk about 10 p.m. when I put the kids to bed. I don't want her to think I've left her. That's why we regularly talk online. That's why I always send money back home. I put aside very little, barely enough for a modest life. It would be great to have the support of a man I love. I hope I won't have to choose between my man and my work. I had already faced such a choice once. Back then, I left work and followed my husband, who served in the military, but I won't choose a man this time. This man had better be prepared to accept me with the work I have and the life I lead. There are probably no such men.
There are villages like this in Russia where mothers bring their own children and raise them all together. But it's not the same. Even if a mother does care for everyone equally, all the children start complaining that she loves one more than the other. So, of course, there is a distinction. Here, my daughter is my own daughter.
I've realized I'm not the kind of person who can raise and love an adopted child. I'm not jealous.
Will you buy me a water gun?
Yeah, next summer.
Even when a mother calls him at 11 or 12 p.m., even if she's young and attractive, I stay absolutely calm.
That's the hardest part. New mothers will be younger and younger.
Today, for example, I was going to work and met my husband in the company of a pretty young woman.
With Alyona. Your husband in the company of a young auntie.
With a young mother.
We need a proper SOS mum. And as for an SOS dad, you have to go through the whole country with a fine-toothed comb to find a couple like that. It's difficult. When an SOS mum falls in love with a man, it's different. Then she's an SOS mother, but he's not an SOS dad. She's my junior, but what about him? Am I his boss too? In a sense, he's my rival.
I'll save the world!
I was surprised when Alexandra, the oldest of the kids, called me mom. She was the first to do it. It was too early. I jumped at that moment because I wasn't ready. It's like if a man proposes to you and you answer, "Whoa, I need time to think." So when she called me mom, I needed time to think, to get used to the idea. I spent a couple of days sorting out my feelings.
Well, my mom died, and dad met another woman. I didn't understand it when I first saw her. I never listened to her and called her names and said nasty things to her. Now it's only Auntie Alyona that I call mom, because I'm more used to her.
She's kind, nice, tender, and caring.
Mom is, you could say, the most important person in your life.
There might be a conflict if I tell a child to do something. For example, kids often want to play instead of doing their homework. One of my girls takes these situations very close to heart and closes herself up. And because of these strong emotions, she might start calling me Auntie Alyona again. Now I even feel slightly offended and I go like, "Why are you calling me that? I'm your mother. How can you say that?"
She came with the director. First she was our auntie, and then she became our mom. She's kind, she likes it when it's clean, and that's it.
Our own parents didn't want us. So when I came to the children's village, I understood for the first time what it meant to be needed, to be cared for. I felt I had a chance to achieve something in this life. I like this job because it allows me to create. Chocolate is like modeling clay. Now it's flowing, but in half an hour it will set and I'll be able to put it into any shape I like. When I lived in the village, Mom would say that if she did everything instead of us, we would never learn. She told us we had to do everything ourselves. My dream is to open my own chocolate factory. I saw my real mother only once. We met on a street in the town of Pushkin. This woman approached me and said, "Hello, how are you?" I realized it was my mother standing before me, the woman who had carried me for 9 months. But these were the only words she had ever said to me. So I answered, "I'm fine. Goodbye." My village mother went with me through everything, illnesses, quarrels, and joyful moments. Hello! Each year, she invited us to her house. We were so close that I never even noticed it was work for her.
They call me to say we're coming on Friday, we're coming on Saturday evening. They know they'll be welcomed here. One says, "I miss your pancakes," another says, "I want your meat pies." She's totally independent now.
Yes, I am independent. I get married. We've been living together for only a year, and we're still getting used to each other. My husband wants to have 3 kids. I told him to raise at least one first, and then we'll see.
There are 2 sisters, and they're very close. The older one will defend the younger to the last drop of blood. In spite of being small, she has a very strong character. So when the older kids try to raise their voices to her, she immediately takes them down a peg. Their grandmother and great-grandfather often come to visit them. It's very important when relatives can stay in touch, especially if they don't just come with a bag of presents and leave, thinking they've done their duty, but when they actually spend time with the kids.
My daughter was a single mother. After giving birth to Polina and Alexandra, she started seeing a drug addict and forgot about the children for some time. Siblings can be sent to the same orphanage. So in this case, this village was a blessing because they were not separated.
First, my wife died of a stroke. Then she suffered a stroke too.
If I hadn't had a stroke, the girls wouldn't have ended up here. Their great-grandfather is 82, and authorities don't allow him to take the girls because of his age. And I'm disabled. They told me, "You yourself need to be looked after. We can't allow you to take the kids." How's school, Polina?
Good. I want to do gymnastics.
What?
I want to do gymnastics.
I treat them as my own daughters now. And what? Some strangers can just come and take them away? I don't want it to happen. When I hear such things, I get really nervous. Yesterday I got a phone call. Apparently there's some couple that wants to adopt a child. My heart sank when I heard it. I thought, you wish! I won't let you take them from me so easily.
This is how she prepares for bed. Usually kids watch cartoons and go to sleep, but she gets even more excited because of cartoons. She differed from other children. She was so tender. You know, when your child holds you and kisses you, they radiate kindness. With these children, it's different. They don't give anything. They only take, trying to make up for the lack of kindness in their life. And this girl radiated warmth. All our children are in the database for adoption. One woman saw a picture on the internet and decided to adopt this child. She's so much like my daughter. When she was small, she's just her exact copy. I called her grandmother and she told me that the adoptive mother has stopped all
Contact.
She said she heard the girl's voice, but the woman told her she wouldn't give the girl the phone.
Well, how's that? A girl with no roots. How can that be? Her roots go back to the dawn of time.
I'm afraid that if something happens to this woman, the girl will be sent to an orphanage again.
Children should live in a family, but only after the last child leaves the orphanage. Should people come and take the kids from here in the village? It's not the worst place in the world for these children. With my village kids, I play the games I didn't have time to as a kid. Okay, I'm in your team, but not for long. I'm still a boy deep down. It's just that I have to sign papers and attach seals. Come on, well done. With girls, you can't be tough. But when you're raising a boy, sometimes you have to be stern and force him to do things. You can have a serious man-to-man talk with him. Vasily, are you going to be a man or what, after all?
He is the father of the whole village. But he doesn't respond when we call him dad because he has his own daughter. I don't think I will ever call him dad.
In fact, half of the kids call Sergey father.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. I heard that.
Well, I haven't heard them. They call me Sergey.
Why are you arguing? It's true.
I heard them.
I know better. I'm not jealous because I think it's okay for this job. It's what these kids need. They simply need to have someone to call dad.
On rare occasions, very small children asked if I was their dad. I said, no, I'm the director here. Not dad. No, just the director. Being a dad is one thing, and though being director is close, it's still a completely different thing.
On one occasion, when I was picking my kids up from school and kindergarten, I saw a woman with 3 children. We exchanged the knowing look and smiled to each other. It was a wonderful feeling. At that moment, I really felt like a mother of 5. We were both mothers of a large family. Hello, these are your children, and these are mine. I knew then what a mother's happiness means. That's when all your children are with you. If one day I came and said, "Okay, kids, our life is about to change. I'm leaving you because I found a new toy, and this toy is my husband," it would be a betrayal. What do children need to be happy?
Most of all, we want to have not only mothers, but fathers in the village as well. We want mom to find a husband who will be our dad. And when mom decides to leave, we'll say, "Mom, bring us with you."
Our wishes coincide. If I ever go away, I will take the kids with me, without a doubt. But I would have never thought that they were actually looking for a husband for me.